Today, we're diving into the best bullet hell games, starting with discussing why Vampire Survivors has gained popularity. It's an accessible casual game that's easy to pick up, requiring minimal effort to grasp its mechanics. The premise is straightforward: survive as long as possible in an arena filled with enemies. Its engaging gameplay loop motivates players to keep pushing forward, even after initial setbacks. Clear objectives from the start maintain player engagement. Additionally, its affordability and low system requirements make it perfect for budget laptops. This wildly successful bullet hell game, published by Devolver Digital, is a top-down shooter roguelite known as Enter the Gungeon. It boasts charming pixel art and blends a gun-themed twist with classic fantasy dungeons. Players have access to a vast array of weaponry, a dodge roll mechanic, and limited-use blanks for clearing bullets from the screen. Enter the Gungeon offers diverse floors, enemies, and bosses, along with numerous playable characters, each equipped with unique weapons and gear. Each character also hides a secret boss encounter, making Enter the Gungeon one of the most replayable bullet hell games available. Archvale, a beautiful pixel art fantasy game, blends RPG structure with bullet hell combat across a campaign featuring diverse environments, enemies, and weapons. The game includes dungeons for exploration and conquest, a crafting system, and challenging bosses. Archvale also offers local co-op and a hard mode for extended playtime. Fans of Enter the Gungeon and other bullet hell games looking for a longer experience with exploration, crafting, and RPG progression are likely to enjoy Archvale tremendously. This third-person shooter blends bullet hell gameplay with 3D environments, offering players enhanced movement options. Returnal is a roguelike game centered around a time loop, which forms the thematic core of its structure. Players experience intense gameplay, requiring precise jumping, dashing, and sprinting to evade a barrage of bullets. Encounter a variety of alien creatures and challenging bosses throughout the game. Exploration rewards players with technology to upgrade abilities for subsequent runs, complemented by a compelling narrative that keeps fans engaged. This 3D twin-stick sword-fighting shooter is a fast-paced boss rush game where players battle a series of unique bullet hell bosses. In Fury, players must learn and master each boss's patterns and phases to progress. The game features intense gameplay with dashing to avoid swarms of bullets, alternating between gunplay and swordplay, all set to an original electronic soundtrack. Brief dialogue scenes between boss battles provide a hint of narrative context to the game's intense combat sequences. Just Shapes and Beats demonstrates that rhythm games can be exhilarating additions to the bullet hell genre. While devoid of actual bullets, players dodge a variety of shapes synchronized to the music playing. Failure is inevitable as shapes grow larger and more intricate during extended playthroughs. Yet, players are driven by the challenge of outlasting others, making it one of the most demanding bullet hell games ever created and placing successful players among elite ranks. Rockstar Rescue merges top-down shooter and bullet hell gameplay with tower defense elements, crafting a distinctive gaming experience. This genre fusion results in a strategic and engaging gameplay style, albeit potentially slower paced compared to traditional bullet hell games. While incorporating tower defense mechanics, Rockstar Rescue primarily focuses on top-down shooter dynamics akin to titles like Enter the Gungeon. Players navigate levels, utilizing jetpacks to evade bullets, and wield a diverse array of guns to combat a wide range of adversaries. Asterogs, a cosmic-themed top-down shooter, offers challenging bullet hell gameplay alongside a diverse selection of playable characters. What sets Asterogs apart is its unique roster, each character featuring a distinct style. Beyond its character diversity and thematic appeal, Asterogs follows a familiar action roguelite formula. Despite being in early access, the game showcases impressive polish and replayability, positioning it as one of the standout early access bullet hell games on Steam. This wildly popular indie RPG is more revered for its storytelling, NPCs, and player freedom than it is for its bullet hell gameplay, but Undertale's combat is undeniably bullet hell. Even though combat is far from Undertale's primary focus, its various encounters often make for challenging and rewarding experiences. Undertale is notorious for its passive and aggressive playstyles in which players must decide to either kill their foes or talk them down, with the latter being much harder to do. This is because talking enemies down requires players to survive that enemy's unique bullet hell attacks. Unlike most bullet hell games, players can't fight back in Undertale and are instead forced to avoid bullets of all shapes and sizes in a cramped environment. Nova Drift, an action roguelite, maintains visual appeal through its minimal art style while offering substantial depth and strategy with a variety of upgrade options presented in many skill trees. Players accumulate skills during each run, enabling them to finely tune and personalize their spaceship. The game provides extensive variety and customization, with many upgrades significantly altering gameplay and encouraging diverse playstyles. Coupled with its arcade-style gameplay, Nova Drift stands out as one of the premier bullet hell games available. This action roguelike combines RPG-like stats and weapon scaling akin to Dark Souls with bullet hell gameplay, structured room by room where players choose rewards to fight for, reminiscent of games like Hades. In Tiny Rogues, players utilize a dodge move tied to a stamina system that requires careful management. The game offers a diverse array of enemies and bosses across multiple floors, alongside unlockable classes, trinkets, and a wide selection of weapons and equipment to craft unique builds each run. This truly unique twin-stick roguelike shooter offers fast-paced bullet hell gameplay with a distinctive twist. Unlike typical bullet hell games, Window Kill has players firing at the edges of their game window to push it around the screen, engaging with enemies and bosses through their own separate windows. While this experimental action game may not appeal to everyone, its bold and original concept makes Window Kill one of the best bullet hell games available on Steam. Additionally, the game features multiple playable characters, unlocks, and secrets, enhancing its replayability. This beautifully animated pixel art roguelite is full of charm and character, tasking players with hunting down and defeating a variety of wacky bosses using a plethora of melee and ranged weapons in a wonderfully colorful environment. Voidigo gives players the traditional dodge to avoid the game's many bullets, but it also provides them with a stomp that allows gamers to stun enemies and turn the tide in their favor. What makes Voidigo stand out along with its uniquely brilliant visuals is its generosity with player loot, which values fun over balance. Ikaruga stands as one of the most popular bullet hell games, renowned for its unique gameplay mechanics. Players can toggle their ship's polarity to absorb enemy bullets, converting them into energy to enhance homing lasers for future use. Additionally, defeating 3 enemies of the same polarity grants an extra chain bonus. With over 5 difficulty levels and seamless gameplay, Ikaruga has secured a place in the hearts of dedicated gamers worldwide. If you enjoyed Vampire Survivors, we strongly recommend Halls of Torment. Featuring vintage Diablo-style visuals and straightforward yet addictive gameplay mechanics, it delivers a nostalgic experience reminiscent of classic gaming. Despite being in early access, the game offers abundant content at an affordable price, making it a standout choice among bullet hell games currently available. Graphics aren't everything, as evidenced by the enduring popularity of the Touhou Project fanbase. Unconnected Marketeers marks the 18th installment in the Damaku-style Touhou series and is considered the best-looking entry to date. Despite incremental graphical updates since its debut in 1995, the Touhou fanbase remains formidable, surpassing even some arcade shooter communities in size. Though it may not match the depth of certain entries, Unconnected Marketeers follows the acclaimed 2020 release Wily Beast and Weakened Creature, offering a charming Damaku cute em-up experience with a rainbow theme and mesmerizing candy-colored bullet patterns typical of Touhou games. Blue Revolver stands out as a rare indie gem that captures the graphical splendor of classic arcade games. Its distinct color palette, dominated by shades of blue with hints of violet, evokes a nostalgic atmosphere reminiscent of old-school gaming. The stage, aptly named Dream, serves as a visual mood board, showcasing the game's vibrant scrolling colors. Every sprite and sound contributes to this homage to retro games. The Flourish scoring multiplier incentivizes players to skillfully target and destroy enemies with their special shots, especially in the challenging parallel difficulty and arrange mode. A standout debut from Stellar Circle, Blue Revolver would elevate its status further with a more developed mission mode. This shooter, heavily influenced by Touhou, encourages players to skillfully graze dangerously close to enemy bullets to charge the aptly named transmitter. Once filled, it unleashes a spectacular rain of stars that can obliterate enemy ships. Damaku Unlimited 3 captivates with its quick pacing, immersing players in intense bullet hell scenarios adorned with visually striking and intricate bullet patterns. The game excels in integrating its gameplay systems, teaching newcomers the strategic use of bombs by depleting their entire stock if they rely on the game's autobomb bomb feature. This thoughtful design ensures a challenging yet rewarding experience. While highly recommended for shmup enthusiasts and score chasers, it may not offer enough appeal to broader audiences to rank higher. Mushihime-sama, Ethereal and Wondrous, offers a unique journey through untouched jungles where players confront swarms of giant bugs and carnivorous fauna. The enemies, sprawling across multiple screens with intricate details, set this cave title apart. Unlike typical arcade shooters, Mushihime-sama features a softened difficulty curve, possibly aimed at broader appeal despite its insect-themed aesthetic with exploding exoskeletons and intricate insect hairs. While some favor its sequel, Mushihime-sama Futari, both titles offer compelling gameplay worth experiencing. Bullet hell games often thrive on their over-the-top nature, and Jamestown takes this to extreme levels with its unique setting, a conflict on Mars during the 17th century. The fusion of different time periods and steampunk aesthetics might sound bizarre, but it blends seamlessly in gameplay. With multiple factions engaged in simultaneous combat, Jamestown delivers an exhilarating, adrenaline-pumping experience. The game's controls are intuitive, akin to most shooters, ensuring players can jump right into the action without a steep learning curve. For those who revel in no-holds-barred atmospheres, Jamestown is an excellent choice to satisfy that urge. Brotato is a whimsical addition to the bullet hell genre, developed by Blobfish. In this game, players assume the role of a potato armed with an array of comically absurd weapons. Combining elements of survival games with fast-paced bullet hell action, Brotato challenges players to fend off waves of aliens. The game's charm stems from its humor and the diverse range of build strategies available, whether wielding dual bananas or using boomerangs. Its straightforward mechanics, coupled with deep item and build synergies, create a captivating experience that entices players to return for more. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, as that really helps a lot. If you think any game is missing, or if you're planning to play any of these games, don't forget to leave a comment. Those were the 20 best bullet hell games. This has been another video from New Quest Play, and I'll be here waiting for you for the next quest.